Northwestern's libero Megan Miller, former Husker, as a matter of fact. That was touched last by Northwestern. Kubik with the swing.
On Nebraska's side are really good at.
There's Rousseau with the set for Northwestern. Very promising college career, still largely in front of her. Over to Temi. Blocked, and Temi gathered her own rejection.
Trying to get a rhythm on those out-of-system balls, but Nicklin Hames has been working hard to find that rhythm on those sets.
Over to Temi Thomas-Ilara. That was long, and Nebraska wins that point to go up 2.
A little bit later in matches, she's really hard to stop, but early on she has to find that rhythm, and sometimes that can be difficult.
And believe it or not, that was just the first attack error of the match for Northwestern's entire team. Nebraska with just one as well. Helter-skelter point. There may have been a collision. Nebraska off the rejection, and Knuckles cannot save that one, and the student section loves that.
Fired crowd, absolutely fired up. Check that save from Hannah Lisiak. Ellie Stinson laying it all out there. Nebraska gets a free ball. Leilani Dodson comes.
Temi Thomas-Ilara with a missile. Kubik down the line, back the other way, and Nebraska regains the lead. Bro thing to say, calling libero the bro position. I like that. Kept alive by Knuckles after the swing by Lisiak. Kubik working for her second straight kill. It was dug that time by Stinson on the line, and Thomas-Ilara misfires.
Having success so far.
Dodson with the serve for Northwestern, and there's Kubik. Boy, they are feeding her on the outside in this first set. Tryout to get a spot in the starting lineup for Nebraska right now. You notice we have not seen Lexi Sun, the All-American, on the floor so far for Nebraska in this game.
And people being in and out, specifically with Becker and Gerbach, so it's good to see them finding that chemistry on the court and figuring out that timing on that block.
To gel, have enough court time together. They only played 10 games in the spring and have dealt with some injuries. If this is a team that can stay healthy, you'd think they could make some noise in the Big Ten. That's a point for Nebraska. Do you think Northwestern defensive tackle Joe Spivak did a cartwheel when he found out the news today?
Spivs probably did a backflip out there.
Lisiak with the swing, kept alive by Kubik in the back. That was a swing from another freshman, Allie Batenhorst, out of Houston, Texas. And it's Nebraska who wins the point out of the timeout to go up 5.
Can't do that.
No, you can't. Hames pulls that back from the net. She may have been in the net. Nope, it was a Northwestern player instead, and a point for Nebraska.
Year or so, she has just improved tenfold as a setter, and she came in good to start, but you see her getting a little offensive, something that she doesn't normally do that much, but when she gets a chance, she likes to send it over.
Respective careers at Nebraska, they're not done yet. Lauren Stivrins is coming back from an injury. That ball was blistered, and an ace puts Nebraska up 5. Ellie Stinson tries to get on a run for Northwestern behind the line. Great dig by Stinson off the service line. Rousseau sets Dodson on the slide. And a block for Northwestern at the pin.
Let's see that snap rally, but this one just perfect. Sits on it from Ellie Stinson. You're able to run that middle. You get Leilani Dodson in the game, get them out of system, and then that's moves on both sides, but Stinson with a good dig.
Just a well-played point by both teams as that one lands in the donut. No one home, and a point for Nebraska. Rousseau, like the philosopher, that was a very enlightened pass. Northwestern with another block, but this time it lands on the Cats' side. A point for Nebraska, and it is suddenly set point for the Huskers on the road. Here in the first set. In the middle, that was Kubik. And she puts an exclamation point on the first set for Nebraska. 25-21 as Nebraska grabs a 1-0 lead. On an early contender, maybe more than one, for Big Ten Player of the Year. We'll have Emily's thoughts on that later on in the show. And that was a great kill.
2019, but I would say right now, Stephanie Samity's probably my favorite. I mean, she's one of the biggest point scorers, and I think she's in contention for National Player of the Year as long as Minnesota has the kind of season that they're supposed to have.
Kathy slams that one down, 4-4.
Players, they play a different position, but two people that I think are definitely in contention for that. We'll see how they do this season. Both have had incredible non-conference matchups. I mean, Dana Retke right now is leading the country in career active hitting percentage. Like, she is just one of the most dominant.
Impressive to see Emily Londot on that, only as a sophomore, and I completely agree with you. She should be a Big Ten Player of the Year candidate. And again, so young for that Ohio State team that's already number 3 in the country. That was touched. Point, Nebraska. Just a very well-rounded middle.
She's short, but she plays big. I mean, her vertical, Coach Cook said last week, it's improved by 3 inches since she's been at Nebraska.
Maybe basketball. Will we call you undersized at 6 feet tall? Temi Thomas-Ilara brings that one in from out of bounds, and Lisiak with a great attack from the back row. Kubik with one of her own for Nebraska. Well, Nebraska loves seeing Temi Thomas-Ilara out of bounds with bump pass opportunities only, and Nebraska finally wins that.
Railing it cross court.
A few middles are better on one leg than Lauren Stivrins. Caffey, though, with a great job on that attack. They were setting her up again. Instead, they go to the pin, and Batenhorst puts it away. It's just syllabus week, so still time to go out late on a weeknight and cheer on the Cats. You'll love to see it. Great atmosphere. This is usually Nebraska putting on a home crowd atmosphere like this, and credit Northwestern for showing out for the Big Ten Conference opener. Temi Thomas-Ilara. See the service errors for Nebraska. They are a live by the sword, die by the sword serving team for the most part. They have more aces on a match-in, match-out basis than Northwestern. So you were telling me he's a really funny guy. He's got a lot of jokes. He was telling us that, as a matter of fact. I wonder if he's thinking about cracking one now, trying to get positive spirits back up for Northwestern. They're down 6.
Last night, so it's been a battle all season long for this Nebraska squad to see who's going to play, but I think once they start to get in a rhythm in conference play, especially for these first few matches.
Birthday celebration videos, and he felt that he was still a part of it because of that. So that was a nice gesture by the team.
Kept him included a little bit as he likes to do. Really good pass from Rodriguez there, forces the middle, but
great serve. Rousseau sets Lisiak down the line, but a point for Nebraska.
Really good block set up by Nebraska to force her to hit outside of that.
A little bit more spin on that one, Emily. Dumped over by the 6'3" Rousseau. That worked.
You get up there right on the net. They want to use her as an option. You see Schwarzenbach just a little too far in front. You can't forget that she's the amount that a middle is going to get, but when she gets up there, it's always a big boom, boom play.
Echoing the thoughts of the Northwestern student section.
A bunch of people pack Walsh Ryan Arena. In years past, there hasn't been too many students, but they've done such a good job of building up this program in terms of fans and student sections. They had free pizza tonight, trying to get those fans in.
Great serve by Akana, and on the overpass, Caffey puts it away. 6 kills for Caffey in her second year on the roster after transferring in from Missouri. Grad transfer. Gerback sails in. Temi Thomas-Ilara with a great save. She was only able to get it back over. Northwestern, I guess neither team really in system at this point. Rousseau sets the middle. Becker was able to hang, and hey, it counts.
See, the timing is just a little bit off. Just tips it right over that block. 3-0 service run, but you want to be low error right now late in the match.
Northwestern letting her hear it behind the service line. To the back row, a collision. Rodriguez saves it. Caffey bumps it over. Rousseau sets Gerback. No one home. Point Nebraska. And against a program of Nebraska's pedigree as well. Batenhorst splits the D in the back row. Freshman, she'll be around for a long, long time. Rousseau to Temi Thomas-Ailara, who's been a little quiet for Northwestern in this match. Batenhorst has got it going.
I think right now they're not letting Temi have a big night. They're forcing Northwestern to use their other hitters, and it's kind of working in their advantage right now. When you have Temi on good swings, she's pretty lethal, so they're doing a good job of controlling her and slowing her down.
It is set point for Nebraska as they try to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Rousseau with the swing. Northwestern was badly out of system, and Nebraska makes them pay.
2-0 on Northwestern here. Out of system, that's when Northwestern feels the most comfortable, and that's when they feel like Nebraska is the least comfortable. So forcing the service pressure on Nebraska.
This is a team that looks better than a 5-6 record would indicate. Shane Davis saying, we just need some more consistency. Dodson again, dug by Rodriguez. Here's Kubik off the block. Lisiak is turned away. That was Caffey and Krause. Win a challenge, as Northwestern did right there. You retain your challenge. So Northwestern still has 2 challenges for the match. Great to see Gerbach healthy and performing well. She's dealt with back and knee injuries in her career. Caffey reeling that one in. That pass was almost behind her. Nebraska has swept Northwestern 8 straight times. It's been 10 years since Northwestern beat Nebraska in a match. But Northwestern trying to win a set for the time being. Never mind the match right now. Nicklin Hames served for Nebraska. Lisiak had to bump it over. Hames in the middle. And Krause off the block with the Nebraska point.
Part of the reason, part of it is also it creates a better platform, so you can hit the ball kind of like you would with a wood plank. So you have harder fingers there and a harder block. Ball comes back a little quicker.
Heck of an effort by Stinson to lay out for that one, but that's Nebraska's point. A recruit specifically, you get a sense whether they're going to commit based on their tone at the start of the conversation. And when Temi Thomas-Ailara called him to say, I want to play for Northwestern, he had no idea until the words actually came out of her mouth.
But on the court, she's just very in her own element. She's just like, I got a job to do, and here I go.
On Instagram. Knuckles still serving for the Huskers out of the timeout. Dodson, after an awkward pass, gets it over. And in the middle, Schwarzenbach dumps it over. Nebraska, with the dig by Hames, keeps the point alive. Kubik with a big swing. Point Nebraska. Good job staying out of the net. Down the line to Knuckles. Kubik took something off it. Lisiak recovers. And Chronister, the server, got an arm on that rejection, but off the touch, it's a point for Nebraska.
She's just a sophomore.
This might be her introduction to the rest of the Big Ten. Again, transferring in from BYU.
It just gets younger and younger.
Hames dumps it over, got tied up at the net. Kubik down for a Nebraska point. Here she is serving. Down the line to Kubik. Caffey on the slide, blocked one-on-one. Temi Thomas-Ailara. She blocked Kayla Caffey too. That is hard to do.
Coming back quick.
Becker adjusted in midair. Kubik has to swat it over. And Becker again, better timed. From the back row, Kubik maybe signals cross. Barely have time to react. Just on you so fast. And an ace for Northwestern.
They've missed out on that for so long. We saw them against Loyola on Sunday, and now to have them back, I mean, it's so exciting for this program to have so many fans in the stands after last year having none at all.
Chance of Ellie for Ellie Stinson. And Miller with a great dig off the swing by Krause. It resulted in an overpass and a miss hit by Batenhorst.
On a really, really good pass, good set. Beats that block just over it. I mean,
friendly roll for Nebraska. Ames in the middle, over to Kubik. Great dig, Lisiak. Here comes Temi. That's touched at a point for Northwestern. Northwestern tries to close the door in the third. Charlotte Chronister, the junior and Chicago product. And Kubik puts it right by her. Difficult angle on that swing by Kubik. Caffey able to hang and win the point.
Comes down a little hard, but nothing visibly seemed to kind of alter her body or anything. So we'll see if she comes back in this game.
Can Northwestern win this third set without its best player? Some fantastic defense by Northwestern.
To get their team out of system.
Becker. Over to Lisiak. Ames feeds Kubik. Blocked and out of play. Point Nebraska.
They got to have good block and D here with a good serve.
Lisiak with a changeup, and it works. Set point Northwestern. An emotional leader of this team as well. And it can't be easy being a fifth-year senior and giving up some playing time to a very, very good freshman class. And Nebraska certainly not giving away this third set easily. Kubik serves. Rousseau over to Lisiak. Again, no Temi Thomas-Ilara. She left the floor a handful of points ago. That is a point for Nebraska. Northwestern may very well challenge this. It was touched at the net. Recipe for success, at least for Temi to get back out on the floor. That was the underside of that set win for Northwestern, seeing the face of its program not on the floor for the final decisive points. Lisiak with another kill for Northwestern, and it's important to remember as Ariel Amaya serves for Northwestern that this is a team that's got depth, not just Temi Thomas-Ilara. This is a team that thinks it's got the talent to hang in the Big Ten.
Hundreds of balls to Ellie Stinson a week. I mean, and that's how she's earned this spot as a serving sub. You know, you kind of wait your turn a lot to play as a freshman, but she said, how can I get on the court? And in that way,
because she was not necessarily recruited to be in this role, but has practiced her way into that by being an outstanding team player. Big swing from Krause, and Nebraska's on the board in the fourth. Nebraska's still hitting over 300 for the match. Great serve from Knuckles. Rousseau to Lisiak, who taps that one down.
Who now has a double-double on the night, 11 kills and 10 digs.
Duncan or Stans, who's got the better donuts?
It's so different. It's so
Very
different.
true.
Stans is like gourmet. Duncan's like...
It's like fast casual.
Yeah.
You can like both.
I do love a good Dunkin' Donut.
Man. Northwestern clicking along.
Tempo, she's really finding her hitters in really good positions and hitting them right where they want.
Great dig by Miller in the back row, but she couldn't control it enough, and Nebraska cleans up the overpass.
Northwestern struggles with from time to time, just controlling that pass off the net.
Miller controls that one on the serve from Rodriguez, and it's put home by Gerback.
Love to see that from the Cats.
Kayla Caffey right at home in the middle. Out of Mother McCauley High School on the south side. That is a great sign for Northwestern. That swing came from Temi Thomas-Ilara. She is back and looked very normal in the best way. That's all it takes. That was an awkward serve from Miller. Had some funky spin on it. But a point for Nebraska. Kubik in the middle leg of that third set. We were back and forth for a while until Northwestern closed it out. Gerback is blocked.
Trying to get something going for them to bring it back and win in this fourth.
I mean, it's a blessing and a curse to have that much talent on your bench. It's hard to know how exactly to deploy it, but Nebraska's strung a couple of points together now and is right back in this fourth set.
But teams are blessed this year having fifth years back like Lexi Sun to have so many opportunities to learn under them. But it's good to see Lexi Sun back in this game, trying to prove herself as one of those top hitters as she has been for this Nebraska team for the last few years. You don't really want to see when you're playing good teams like you are.
Thomas Ilara took something off that one. Kubik, as ferocious of a swing as we've seen from the junior tonight on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Out of the timeout, here's Temi Thomas Ilara, who missed the later points in the third set. Great to have her back out on the floor for Northwestern. Rousseau right back to her, and the block works to perfection. See, that's the thing about Nicklin Haynes. She's 5'10", and every team tries to exploit her on the block.
Every time she's up there, we haven't seen her had too many tonight, but I'm telling you, when she gets up and going, she's pretty tough to stop, like we just saw there, closing that one up.
Recruited freshman at that. In this fourth set, after the Huskers dropped the third, John Cook relying on his seniors, Nicklin Haynes, Lexi Sun, Callie Schwarzenbach to steady the ship here in the fourth, and the Huskers have responded. Inside their home gym tonight. More importantly, Northwestern needs to stop this 5-0 run as Thomas Ilara winds up and shoots it long. Point Nebraska.
Your opponent's ability to go on runs, and they've done such a good job of that so far, but when you're late in the fourth set or even early in the fourth set like you are, you really don't want your opponent to go on any runs, let alone a 6-0 run.
The pass from Evans to Kubik, kept alive in the back by Miller. Dodson, who had that great third set, it's still alive. Sun, great pancake save by Stinson. Thomas Ilara was in the mix as well. A great point here. Dumped down by Schwarzenbach.
Outstanding back row players, and also, up front, Kayla Caffey on that block is pretty lethal. But when you have players in the back row that can constantly put up a good ball for you to get that middle involved, get your opposite involved, make digs like that, that's what you want out of a team, to be able to run those back row plays. Lexi Rodriguez coming in hot, freshman libero.
On a cut shot, too. I mean, that was just impressive as heck. Dodson is stuck. Lexi Sun has been great at the pin.
On this program, she's been around the team for so long, has blocked a lot of slides in her life, going against Stivrins up there for so long, but
they've provided a spark, as you said.
Sometimes hard to do, but you're watching the game the entire time. You're constantly telling your outsides what to do. I'm sure when those outsides are coming off, she's in their face saying, you have this shot.
An expert birthday party organizer, as documented on Instagram. Lisiak still with plenty of fire on that swing, but she's turned away. Not the second time, however. She redshirted in 2019 with a broken ankle. She only played the final weekend of that spring season earlier this year. Finally healthy, playing really well for Northwestern. Going into her bag, but a great dig by Krause, and Sun on the right side winds up but missed, and a point for Northwestern.
There by Lisiak and Desiree Becker up front.
This is Amaya, home court roll. Lisiak blocked. Sun and Schwarzenbach for the birthday girl. She turned 23 on September 19th. Lisiak swinging away, but Nebraska just ready for her. They've got her figured out in the fourth. In the fourth, Nebraska has, again, played very, very well at the best moment in this match for the Huskers. Knuckles out of the back row, kept alive by Miller. Dug by Rodriguez on the swing by Lisiak. Knuckles again. Too strong and out of bounds.
Playing middle back to getting some offensive reps in the back row.
So it was a point for Northwestern to clarify. Knuckles on the dig. Chronister with a good dig for Northwestern. She has to bump it over. Schwarzenbach, that's out of play.
Keeping Alexa Rousseau on the service line will be big with that lefty.
That was a missile. And another one that time from the pin. Lindsey Krause.
From the right side. Another
overpass devoured by Kayla Caffey. Halloween, a little over a month away. That's like Nightmare on Elm Street. Lisiak through the D and wide. A point for Nebraska. Alexi Rodriguez. And a point for Lisiak after team high 14 kills for Lisiak. A whistle, point for Nebraska. Nebraska's best server. Temi Thomas Ailara. Not quite yet, literally. An error and it's over. Great serve by Stinson. I beg your pardon, Miller. Miller with the dig, can't keep it alive. And Nebraska with a 25-16 fourth set win, wins the match 3-1.